Would you trust your male partner to take sole responsibility for contraception? All right. A new contraceptive pill for men has been branded a game changer after initial research has found that it could work in as little as 30 minutes. Essentially, men could make day-to-day decisions about their fertility. So would you trust a male partner to take it, Kelly?
So my thoughts are this, like, I think that male contraception is a good thing. I just wish they'd come up with it earlier. Like, we've had all of these years and all of these side effects, you know, sore boobs and all the rest of it, you know, all of the stuff that we've had to deal with. And they come up with a men's one that lasts for 16 hours that you can take 30 minutes before you do the do with zero side effects. I'm like, really? Come on! We've had to deal with all of this crap for
Yeah,
such
but don't
a long
you think
time.
now, because of that, then we won't have to deal with that anymore?
I mean,
if we trust them to do it?
I mean, I still say that it's not going to protect you from an STD. So you know, even if even if a man is taking the pill, I would still feel more inclined to use a condom, because I just think you've got to be safe in all ways. It's not just about pregnancy.
I agree with Kelly about the condom side of things, but for me personally, I'd like to think that if a man could trust me to take the pill, then I should be able to trust my man in that relationship to do the same thing for me. You know, I just think that that's an equal. But I obviously have spoken... I had the coil fitted after getting pregnant on the pill twice from taking it and being over fertile. So that's why I switched to the coil. But so for something like this, it would be an extra precautionary measure that I would absolutely welcome. And, you know, I'd hold his hand and say, OK, baby, what are we going to do now? Let's do this together.
Yeah, you have to know 30 minutes before.
No, that's the maximum. That's the maximum.
I'll have gone off it by then.
OK, pre-planning is not with you. OK, fine.
No. Well, I mean, if you think about the pre-planning, I used to have one of those caps. I mean, it was like something from a Carry On film, trying to get that thing in before you. What a passion killer that was. Anyway, those days have long gone for me to worry about that sort of thing. But I think that in a long-term relationship, in a committed relationship, I think that it's something that would be encouraged, or at least it would be a discussion, and if you're with the right person, then you would trust that person. But if you were in between relationships, or if I was in between relationships and sex was more on a, say, casual basis, then I would absolutely 100% take responsibility for my own contraception. Always.
Well, I think both of you should anyway, really, when it's in between, when you don't know each other that well, you know, to actually... It's happened before, hasn't it, even with girls or whatever, oh, yeah, I'm on the pill, and then next thing, you know, they're both parents. So I think you should both be responsible. If you desperately don't want children at that time, then you be your own responsible
I mean, you can't generalise, can you? Because there's, like, some men who, when their partner would like them to have a vasectomy, when they feel that their family is completed, are really, really happy to avoid, say, the women having to have a tubes tied or something really, really, you know, really so permanent. And then you get other men who think it's, for some reason, depriving them of their, you know, their manhood. And I think it would be the same with the male contraception. I think some men would be really up for it, and others wouldn't want that.
What would you say to, like, daughters?
That's what I was going to ask you, actually.
You know, Well, it's really because I've seen Kira, for instance, you know, she's on the implant, actually.
Okay.
And everything else about it is great, but there are side effects. And sometimes I see her go through it, and I've actually walked out and thought, God, it's so unfair, really, that she has to do all of that, like you said. But I think now, you know, she's been with Max, you know, nearly 3 years now, and I think he should take some responsibility. I think that's a good thing, really. I would hope.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think if we're thinking about equal rights for both people, and they can take the responsibility. I mean, for years the argument could have been, well, I've never been able to. My only option is a condom. I've never had any other option presented to me. But in this situation, they may now have that option, and to think that they will be protected up to 30 minutes before, that's actually quite useful, whereas we've had to be mindful of a whole, you know, menstrual cycle, making sure you're taking it at the right time during that, you know, at the same time every single day. We've had to be more sort of, I guess, more responsible.
And also the side effects of the pill for some people have been quite life-changing, haven't they?
Yeah.
I mean, apart from the obvious ones like you know, weight gain and stuff, but some people's depression issues started with the pill. It's right for a lot of people, but it's really not good. And as you say, you were super fertile. It didn't even work for you, and that's not missing. I think a lot of people say, "Oh, it didn't work for me," but then you realise they missed a few.
Yeah.
But actually, you were, you know,
it wasn't the case for you.
Yeah. And there's also the side of the ladies that are like allergic to latex, and you know, for the use of condoms, it's nice to have, again, like I say, another precaution. Prevention is better than cure sometimes.
It is another precaution. I think we do have to give men the benefit of the doubt. But if they could just convince me that they know when to put the bins out, I'll be... Well, I have to remind them, and I don't want to remind them, put the bins out and take your pill, otherwise you're not having any of it. Anyway...